Hey everybody, and welcome to Brunch with Egnards. We're doing something a little bit different today. Let me explain before we get started. First of all, this is pre-recorded, which means that nifty little chat thing, yes, it's empty. Nobody's talking. I apologize. So here's kind of what's going on. This Sunday, I have some family staying with me, and unfortunately, the room where they will be staying is literally right there adjacent to what I'm doing here. I'm also going to be filming a Tales episode pretty early in the morning, and I feel like I don't want to wake my family up even earlier than that to do brunch. The good news is that there really isn't anything going on in game right now, right? Conquest will be starting on Monday. It won't be a TB week until Monday. So it would be mostly just a roster reviews day. So it's a really great day to take off from brunch. However, I do have a lot of roster reviews in the tank, and I did take off 2 weeks ago to do work. So I decided that I might as well pop on a little bit early on Wednesday, try to get some of those reviews out of the way, get those people what they've been asking for. I did take off from work today. It has nothing at all to do with recording this. It just kind of worked out that way where I realized, hey, you know what? I'm off from work. I have a couple hours until the thing that I'm here to do is going to actually be happening. Why don't I pop in a little early? The last thing that I am going to note is that the area where I do my roster reviews and where I record is also my wife's workplace, her office. She works from home, which means we are going to be fighting against time at 6:45 in the morning. Now, she usually wakes up around like 8:30 to 9. Once she is up, we are done. So we're going to see if we can get all 5 of these out of the way. And since I will maybe be more focused than I normally am, not having to contend with other people and talking to them and chatting with them, it's maybe possible that we're going to get through everything. Now, I have done everything in the game already. I did it this morning so that I wouldn't have to deal with it. Duel of the Fates is up, which is really nice and probably going to be irrelevant to anybody who's viewing this a day or 2 days later. But I really do want to stress that R9 tier is fucking key. I love it. Hands down, 10/10, would recommend. Territory Wars, I'll have to do this later, but it looks like we're not doing super hot, but we are catching up based on where we were about an hour ago, so I think there is a pretty decent chance that we'll win this one. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I am stalling. Let's get to the reviews. Alright, let's see. We've got ARG up here, and where is my Discord? There it is. And our time, perfect, at 3 minutes, right? It's always important that I take my timestamps for you guys. Egnards, player from about 2017. I started January 2017, so similar. Took a few years off in about 2019, and came back around 2022, 2023. It's a really key time to take off, especially with COVID in 2020, keeping us all at home. Would have been a great time to play the game, and that's what I largely think is responsible for me being here today, and I blame COVID for that, and you guys should too. 18 Leviathans, 1 Profundity, 1 Executor, my Fleet Shard, not committing with Fleet Shard Discord, Assault Battles, do your best, I can't remember. Okay, they're mostly in order. We at least have the CT1s, those are the really important ones. What are you currently working on? Saving Relic Mats for Inquisitors, otherwise taking BAM to G13 for my Executor. Are you dead set on continuing with the current farm? Not exactly. Inquisitors aside. I feel like I've done this review. Let's see. We're going to go to Discord real quick. Nope, there. Discord's here. We're going to go up to notifications. Yeah, I did this one for ARG before. What is he talking about? Where is it? ARG, you silly. Oh, did he not answer? Cheated, did it. Let me message him. What a silly goose I am. Now, a more professional host would probably stop the recording, cut their losses on 5 minutes, and just pretend that nothing ever happened. I'm not going to do that because I'm not professional at all. We're just going to move on to Chewda and pretend that nothing happened, right? So we're here. Let's see. Hey, Egnards returned to the game about 5 months ago, getting back in the swing of things, but could do with some help in getting a good direction to go in. Fleet, Shard, top 20, mostly 5-star Leviathans, few profundities, and 1 Executor. I'm in the Discord, but haven't been communicating really. Again, I've said this before, your Fleet Discord is not about communicating constantly. It really is just a Fleet payout channel. And yeah, there is a communication channel, right? So we're here. I'll go over to mine. Where is it? Fleet Shard group. The last time somebody talked was literally in May. But it's these payout channels that are key. And, well, this is our old one. This one updates automatically. I don't know if it's a paid-for feature. But it's really just this, so that I can come and look at it. And I basically have it memorized at this point, the people that I should hit around my time. But it's basically for you to look at and say, oh, hey, I shouldn't hit Jacko because his payout is in an hour and 20 minutes unless I absolutely have to, right? So that's just something to keep in mind when you're in a Fleet Discord, is it really is very low maintenance. CT3 in all assault battles, although not sure on secrets and shadows, not relevant as long as you're hitting CT1. I'm currently finishing the requirements for C. Thinking my next step is likely JMK, as I have some requirements done already, not dead set on either after C. JMK feels logical, but I feel my account could do with maintenance. I'm wanting to become more efficient, so starting to value that over fun. Not currently going for any favorite tunes, and bought me a beer. Indeed he did, and I appreciate that, so thank you. It always puts more pressure on me when people do that in advance, because then I feel like a dancing monkey, like I do have to perform well. But I do appreciate it. Let's see, we're going to go over to .gg. We are over at Chewda over here, and we've got an 8.8 million account in Rhodium 3. We really should be getting into at least Kyber 4. I don't really like GAC myself, but it is, the crystals are nice to be able to find your right spot. We're using Profundity. We're at rank 42. I don't know if that means that you're just have a really active fleet shard, or if you're not going very high in that fleet shard in terms of what you're hitting each day. Unfortunately, .gg, which used to give you that information, no longer gives you it. And I'm told that is on purpose, unfortunately. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3 GLs at 8.8 million. Honestly, I mean, it's mind-blowing to me sometimes when I see accounts like that, but I get it. Everybody's got their own shit going on. We are doing about 3 million in the raid. 117 million. So we're right on course for where we should be for our guild. You want to probably hit that 130 box. But you're doing your part. You don't really need to prioritize it any further as long as you don't want to. I do want to check out some maintenance stuff here. Skiff, Bosch, Kerr, Santan. I know we have JML. Malgus. No Malgus yet. There's another one I wanted to look at. We do have Grand Inquisitor. Do we have Riva? We do not have Riva. Oh, what is that last one? Oh, Commander Ahsoka Tano. We do have. And let's check those Night Sisters just to get a feel for this. Yeah, I mean, listen, with these Night Sisters, you can hit CT3. I've seen it done at around this level. Old Doc at our Relic 5, everyone else at G12. Really depending on your mods. Obviously, your mods don't look super great on them, but that doesn't mean that you don't remod for those events. If you remod Oldaka for super high health, like full on everything health, we're talking 6E mods at least, so that you get the top of everything. It is very, and everybody else for speed, it is very possible to do CT3. I don't necessarily think that it's worth it. As long as you're getting at least CT1 right now, you're in a pretty good spot. I'm gonna get sued by McDonald's. Let's see, finishing up C. Did we finish it? No, so we're about to hit that fourth one. Because this was a little while ago. So we are, it looks like, ticket farming right now. 860, 1470, Executor. We have two. Leviathan, we're a little further away. Bo-Katan, Jar Jar Binks, not relevant. Okay, Cal, I don't know if you're of Cal because this doesn't always work with the gear, it seems. We have Star Killer, Lord Vader. It's interesting to be so close to Lord Vader, quite honestly. And where are we on Leia? Alright. Let's see, 495, 330, Jabba the Hutt. 330, profile, collection, check. Jedi Knight Cal, you do have Jedi Knight Cal. You don't have Seer yet. Let's go back over to our guild. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Alright, so we're not worried about Zepho yet. Right, but that's probably going to be on the horizon for your guild. It is something to think about. Units. Okay, and let's check these out. Tools. What to ship Omega? What to Zeta? What to Omicron? There we go. I always like to look at this just to kind of see where people are on anything that is just glaringly obvious. So we're looking right over here. I mean, Traya, you have her at Relics according to this. That's something I most definitely would consider a strong relic on. Who is this Firewheel? Phasma, not important. That's TW. Okay, so the only glaring omission in your Zeta, your Omicrons right now would be Traya. That would be the only one that I'd say, hey, I'd really consider for the very short term. It will really significantly help you, even with a G12 Nihilus. I recommend bringing Nihilus up to Relics. Mine's R4. I really should bring him to R5. I probably would if I did get that Kron. I did not. But it is a great team for PvP. It's very versatile. I use it quite often. Zori Bliss is another short-term character I would very highly recommend you start farming, even if it's a slow farm, and I would slap that Omicron on real fast once you get to that. The reason being is that it's a one-woman team. You essentially already have the team for Zori built by proxy of having Rey unlocked. So being able to put that one team together gives you another really strong GAC team. Remember, the goal here is to get you out of Herodium into at least Kyber 5, if not Kyber 2 or 3. So we want to look for like little things that will help you. That Traya Omicron will significantly help you. That Zori Omicron will significantly help you. Now, what I am going to suggest is going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches the brunch every Sunday morning or the next morning whenever they watch, because for some reason people do watch the video on demands. But it is maybe going to be slightly controversial because you are closer to JMK than to really any other GL. I would largely ignore JMK right now, and I would be going for Jabba, hands down, more than anything else. I know that your marquees are not fully in order, right? Cursitan, at least 5 stars, which is nice because that pulling that Cantina farm really does suck. These two, Skiff and Bosch, I would probably just slow farm. I wouldn't put more than 5 battles in a day. But Jabba's going to do a lot for you. Jabba is basically, he's like modding Jesus, right? Smuggler's Run 2 comes around 2.5 to 3 times per month. And is going to give you mod materials. It's going to give you 6A materials. It's going to give you mod slicing materials, which is going to increase the viability of every single other team that you have available to you. It's also a really nice GL to have because sometimes in Conquest you're going to get feats that don't say no GLs, but instead say no Force users. And the no Force users thing was basically their way of saying no GLs before Jabba came out, right? Because every GL before that was either a Jedi, a Sith, or an unaligned Force user. So they figured, let's do this blanket statement, and all the super really strong teams in the game will be unable to do these boss battles for those extra burritos. Having Jabba allows you to circumvent that in the opportunity or in the situation where those things do come up. It's also just a really strong Conquest team as it is, and you're not significantly far away from Jabba because you do have JML. Let's see, I wanted to check on a few other things before we go too crazy. What we want for... Now, I personally am a huge fan of Duel of the Fates. I think that it is a really great event. It just so happens to be going on today. It was like a little Christmas morning doing it. We don't know if the event is going to be permanent. Meathead said some things that lead me to believe there's a small chance that once the raid is gone, that it is going to be gone. But something that you might want to consider is at least getting those guys to 5 stars, right? I say pump them the fuck up, but I get that they're Cantina farms and you have more important things to worry about right now. But if you get them at least to 5 stars, that means you'll be able to do the first 2 tiers of the event for shards and be able to capitalize on free farming them instead of having to Cantina farm them for the long term, which is a really great thing when you need signal data, right? So in terms of smaller short-term farms, I would say Zori Bliss is really important. I would say Omicron on Treya, and I would say really strongly consider as like a B+, like 80%, 20%, doing a couple battles a day on Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan to try and get them at least to 5 stars for the next event, which will happen on, I'm presuming 10/25 or somewhere in that third. I think it's the 3rd Wednesday or the 4th Wednesday of every month, whatever it is. Let's check it out. Yeah, I guess it's the 4th Wednesday of every month. Jabba should really be your next priority in terms of big long-term farm. After that, I don't know how close you are to Malgus. I have no idea. I don't know how close you are to Fury class. I would strongly consider putting a little bit of effort towards trying to get the Leviathan so that at the very least you could low-key slow farm those 10 shards a month when they come around. If nothing else, the Mark 6 Interceptor in a Profundity's opening lineup, and I am aware that your Profundity right now is not at 7 stars. How do we get back to that? Collection, no, Chewda. I am aware that it is only at 5 stars, not at 7 stars. But Mark 6 in the opening lineup, when you get to 7 stars, I have no idea if it works before 7 stars, is one of the better counters for being able to beat those Leviathans. I don't want to say consistently, but at the very least semi-consistently. If you don't want to do that, I will tell you that there are some Executor counters that work really, really well. There is this guy Fractal on Discord. I feel like I talk about him every single Sunday. But he has a 5-star Executor and is winning, I think, 50 to 60% of his battles against the Leviathan using his strategy. I've been telling him to put videos out and show that strategy. I'm just waiting on that to happen. But if you reach out to him, I'm sure he'd be happy to share what that strategy is. It does involve the triple attacker lineup, and it does involve, you know, having kind of like those mediocre to stronger relics and like that R5 minimum on all of those ships. But it is something to really strongly consider, just because we want to see your ships, your fleet, kind of pay dividends for you. If you don't want to do it that way because it's too much of a pain in the ass, I would at the very least strongly consider doing 1 to 2 refreshes per day, per month on that profundity to get it, to 7 stars a little bit quicker, all while slow farming that Mark 6 Interceptor. The last thing that I want you to keep in mind is that Executor is getting the punishing one in the near-term future. CG says that it's not supposed to really affect Executor against Leviathan. My counterpoint to that is that we have seen time and time again, TIE Defender was supposed to go with Executrix, but a lot of people use it with Chimera. Marauder was supposed to go with the Endurance. Nobody uses it with the Endurance. It's always used with Negotiator. So we don't know what to expect, and I'm sure somebody will find a way to make that a semi-reliable counter. You maybe want to wait until that before you make too many crazy big moves crystal-wise in your fleets. So to kind of recap what I'm telling you here, don't really worry about that Night Sisters assault battle right now. Get that short-term project of Traya up to, Omicrons. I would suggest Nihilist to Live Relics, R3 to R5, somewhere in there, just so you have a really strong character to utilize with Traya. Still usable at G12, probably in Aurodium, definitely. Do Zori Bliss, get her Omicron as well. You can slow farm her. She is accelerated. It'll take about 3 months. I strongly would consider doing the battles to be able to get Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon at least to 5 stars to take advantage of both tiers of their event for shards. And I would very, very, very strongly consider going after Jabba before you do anything else. After that, once again, I would suggest Leviathan as a consideration, but I don't know how close you are to Malgus or the Fury class. I personally would go after Leia before I go after JMK. I know that you are a little bit closer. JMK is amazing. He is my delete button in Conquest. He is just that super strong PvP character, but I don't prioritize him as a high priority GL for anybody unless your only goal is PvP dominance, because there are other characters that are going to give you avenues outside of that PvP that are going to be a little bit better. And while Leia's event, Ender Escalation, is not the most amazing thing in the world, it is still an economy event, and you are still working towards her anyway, in the vein of getting Bosch to Relic 7. If you have any questions, obviously, please, 100% definitely reach out, let me know, and we can talk about this plan if needed. All right, so with that said, let us move on to ShmiSkywalker. We're going to pop Discord back up. We're going to check our timestamps here. We're at 23:15. Oh, wrong place to put it. Look at this. We move much faster when I'm not distracted. And let's take a look. Oh, okay. Nothing. Did not. For anyone doing reviews, I have this lovely little roster review survey that I ask people to fill out, and most people do. Not everybody does, but all right. Whew. Let's just get this throat in order and ready for this. And let's go. No information. Where are my sources? And pop that back up. ShmiSkywalker. I have a feeling I might need to be taking notes on this one since I've got nothing else to go on. Oh, okay. 9.2 million account. We're in Aurodium 2 again. Oh my god. Oh. We're in Aurodium 2. I really like to see us get into Kyber. I have not looked at our fleets yet, but it does look like that we've largely ignored fleets, which can be problematic, and I really suggest people not do that. Those 400 fleet crystals a day, even if you're only getting 350, I honestly don't get first every day. I can't be bothered. The 25 to 50 crystals is not worth it to me to do another battle. But if you're getting 400 a day, that is 4,000, 8,000. That's 12,000 crystals a month that you're basically leaving on the table by not getting any fleet crystals at all. Ooh, man. I imagine if we had capitalized a little bit earlier on this, that 9.2 million galactic power would be a lot higher. Doing about 4.4 million in the raid, which is definitely very nice. Especially presumably for your guild, you're probably very highly overperforming there. Yes, so you are doing almost enough for a guild that is doing the 260 box. Your guild's only getting about 41.9 million. You don't need to over prioritize here. Let's see what's going on. Leia, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Rey. I'm assuming Kylo Ren and Rey were both Lightspeed bundles, but who knows? You're doing a lot in the raid. Did we do the Gungans? How did we do it? Alright, so we do have Jar Jar, Padawan, Queen. There we go. That's why. I love that you have these guys at R9. I am a big fan of that. Let's just check out some of our bounty hunters. Rebel Roundup, probably doing a CT2 there right now, but you could be doing CT3 with Imperial Troopers. That's how I originally did. No, you're not doing it, so you're probably doing a CT2 in Rebel Roundup. Rebels, you should be. Military Might should be CT3. Empire, do we have? No. Let's do Separatists. Separatists, maybe you're doing a CT1, CT2 in Forest Moon. You're most definitely doing a CT3 in Ground War. You're doing at least a CT2 in Places of Power. You can do CT3 with SLKR, but it's a pain in the ass because you have to do it on manual every time. I don't know if CT3 with Sith for the 3-star is something that is in your grasp right now. Night Sisters, you're doing at least CT1 in Secrets and Shadows. If not with Night Sisters, then, maybe with Phoenix. And then I don't think we have Inquisitors from what I saw, so we are not doing much here. Okay. Let's take a look at our ships. Oh, okay. Alright, I don't know what your fleet Discord looks like. I don't know what is in that fleet Discord right now, but we really need to shore up those ships whether you want to or not. It's crazy to me to have someone like Bo-Katan and not have any of these ships done. Especially we have Fury class. That's fucking crazy. This is a mind-blowing account. You're like, fuck it, I'm doing what I want. I don't care. Gear tracker. Alright, let's take a look. Jabba, Executor, Profundity, Leviathan. I think we have that already. Yes. Jedi Master Luke. It's like you've actively avoided these things. It's so fucking crazy. Okay. Alright. Oh, man. Mark 6, Dagger. What's the other one? Mark 6, Dagger. B-28 Bomber. Man, it kills me to say this and not to say. It really, really fucking kills me. You have to have Bosch. Okay, good. We have that. Alright, based on where you are in the game, you have closer ships, but I would really, really, really strongly consider saying fuck it to everything else and going after Leviathan, right? More than anything else, you have the Fury class, you have Darth Malgus, you have all of the ships, or you have the hard ships farmed to 7 stars. It's just about relics at this point. Get your Leviathan. Now, depending on your fleet shard, I would probably try to star that up to 7 stars as quickly as you possibly can. I understand if crystals are not something that you can, invest a ton in. So at the very least, I would be doing like 2 refreshes, if not 3 refreshes a month on that event, then reaching out to your fleet Discord and really trying to become a part of that. If you're not already buying ship omegas and all of that stuff and dealing with those events, we're going to be using a lot of those in the short term right now, because we want to get you into Kyber on low effort, and we also want to get you fleet crystals. Your account is in a weird place where you're in a more casual guild. I'm going to presume that you're in a guild that you like being in, that you don't want to go ahead higher, or that, maybe you're not able to get higher just because your ships are not in order where other guilds are going to want them to be. Whatever the case is, you're going to help your guild, or you're going to be able to move on if you want to. Anyway, back to my original point is that you have all this new stuff, all this cool stuff. You have all this helpful stuff that guilds are going to want, but it's that one avenue of the game that's really, really, really struggling right now. I would probably say I would really strong arm going into Leviathan first. I would strong arm going into Jabba second, and then I would probably work on Profundity after that. If you get Leviathan and you really push it to 7 stars quickly, you don't have to worry about getting Profundity to 7 stars right away. That's not going to be as important because you'll have the first ship and you'll be able to kind of just do that on a monthly basis. And you'll have something that works for you. Profundity and Executor, they're not really locked behind 7 stars in terms of having strength and efficiency. Leviathan, unfortunately, is really locked behind 7 stars. All of its good abilities are on its top level ability, which means that you do need to invest strongly in it in order to see the biggest returns from it. Let me see some short term here. So we have Rey. It's probably the same thing. I would probably slap that Omicron on Zori. It will give you a very strong team. It's honestly pretty strong even without the Omicron, but it does take it to the next level. Let's just see what's relicked, shall we? Okay. The only glaring omission that I see here in your relic units is not Master Qui-Gon, Qui-Gon Jinn. It's kind of fallen out of vogue for a lot of people. It's not used as much, but it still is useful. So it is a strong consideration from our Omicron. But those shorter term projects are not going to be as much a priority for you. You need to really gung-ho into the bigger stuff. So if I had control of your account, I would be pushing everything towards Leviathan. I would be moving towards Jabba right after that. Now, for Leviathan, once you start relicking things for Leviathan, you can start working on gearing things for Jabba. And then I would jump right into Profundity at that point. And you already have Outrider, or you will, and you're not terribly far away from it. After you get Profundity, the game is going to be changed at that point. There's going to be some new stuff. Punishing One's going to be out. We might even have a full fleet meta shift. I have no idea. It would not be the worst idea in the world to also pick up Executor so that you have 2 ships that are getting those 10 shards every month and you won't have to pay for them. That'll put you in a position, that alone, right? Having those 3 ships, even not all at 7 stars, that'll push you into Kyber pretty much hands down without a problem. But you have to, and I cannot stress this to people enough, how important fleet crystals can be. Fleet crystals really can make or break you, and you will get to a point where you notice, like, wow, this is amazing. That is the point in my game where I went from casual to now I'm here on the internet telling you to spend more time on your fleets because of fleet crystals, jump starting my game, moving me ahead so much faster. and me being able to catch up to a game that I never thought I'd be able to catch up to. So that's what I would do. All big projects for you. Get them done. You will notice a huge difference. Whew. All right, let's move on. That was an account. It was an account. Discord. Star Wars Guys Heroes. Alright, SAR 124. We're at 35 minutes. We're making great time. Man, this is how distracted I get. These things would take me, I'd be at like the 2 hour mark right now, if I were distracted by people talking. But nobody can get my fucking name right. Egnards. Hey! Hi, Egnards. So I'm an older account trying to fix my roster and take things a little bit more seriously. My mods suck. Java. Working on them. A link to your .gg. Top 13 Leviathan. A mix of profundity executors. All 7 stars. You coordinating? No. Assault battles. Looks like all the important ones are at least CT1, but we're going to try to shore some of that up. My current path plan is finish Ray, Ult, unlock Executor, Jedi Knight Luke, Poncho Bros, then finish CLS, then Jabba. A long path. I'm also finishing off my pilotless ships, and then I'll see what's next. Are you dead set? No. Guild doesn't require anything. I'm just trying to undo at least some of my bottlenecks. How highly do you value efficiency? I'm hoping to go purely for value. Are there any favorite characters? Okay, I love this because you recognize everything that's going wrong with your account and how to fix it. What I will say is that, again, I played the game very casually for about 2.5 years. I was very behind. It was probably about last year, maybe late 2022, where I really started to feel like I started to be on top of things. So it does take a while, but once you shore up the ROI on your account, you will start advancing at a point that is quicker than content is coming out. Or at least, I should say, the content cycle has increased a bit, so that won't be fully true, but at least you will be advancing much faster than you currently are. 7 million, again, I know that you are unlocking Executor. Rank 47, at the very least, you're getting some degree of fleet discord. You're not leaving fleet shards. You're not leaving everything on the table, so that is a definite positive. Let's see what's going on here. Raid history, about 1.5 million. Raids, guilds not doing super great in the raid. I can't do anything about that, but I will tell you that you are you're overscoring, so you don't need to spend any more on the raid if you don't want to. I know Poncho Brothers, but Poncho Brothers have other reasons to get them. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, Places of Power. So you can do Places of Power at CT3 with this SLKR. It involves a crew lead. It is a pain in the ass, and I say this to everybody. I understand if you don't want to do that every month, because it basically involves setting it to auto basic for like an hour and then coming back to just an exploded and awesome Kylo Ren. I hate the idea of doing that every month. If it were me, if I didn't have Sith, because SLKR was my last of the old GL, I probably would do the same thing. Bounty Hunters, okay, CT2, let's see, Imperial Troopers, nothing here. Come on, we can shore some of this up, I know we can. Profile, collection, Jedi, Revan, Places of Power, Ground War, CT1. Let's see if we do... What are these mods? It's probably modding. Ooh, that's a really nice fucking mod. Like a really nice... I mean, the thing here, though, is that it's a mismatched mod, right? So you're not getting the full breadth of this with this really awesome speed mod. I get why you put it there, because it makes him so much faster, but this is going to be part of shoring up your mods, is making sure that the sets make sense. Right? Kind of, it looks like the same thing here. Your sets are mismatched. Now, I will tell you, I am not a modding expert. That's not me. That's not my thing. I hate modding. I never go back to remodding old characters. It is something that you're going to have to do. I recommend Captain Amazing. He's a part of our Discord. He's a major part of our Discord. And he just started doing these modding workshops. And I would sign up and try to become a part of one of those because it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of work to work out these sets and get them all done. Or, you could do Hot Utils and let Hot Utils do it for you and hope for the best. But you probably, with the right remodding, Jedi Knight Revan, General Skywalker, Cam, General Kenobi, and I would probably say Jolie Bindo just so that you have a healer in there that can revive. You probably can at least do CT2 of Ground War. Rebels. Oh, she's a rebel. She's a bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who are we missing? Where's Han? There he is. And I will tell you right now that you can definitely do CT2 of Military Might. It's probably coming down to a modding issue. Oh, that one's not as well. Let's see the speeds. No, it's not as bad. Speed. 1, 2, 3, 4 speed. I mean, these look better than when I did it. When I did CT2 of Military Might, 2PO and 3PO and 2PO didn't even exist yet. I had to do it with R2D2, and R2D2 was my only relic, and he was at R2, which is a pain in the ass, and I need to start telling people R3 just so I don't have to explain I'm talking about relics. The main idea with that mission is in the first round, use the event special on everybody because it lasts the entire battle and it gives you all those extra assists. So you're going to use your normal team. You're going to throw Chewpio in the second slot so that CLS gets that guard. You're not going to be able to throw this one on auto this way, but you should very easily be able to do CT2 at 3 stars. It might take a couple of refreshes because the 4th wave and the 8th weave can be just slightly finicky, but it shouldn't be too big of a problem for you to do that. Secrets and Shadows. It's so funny that Secrets and Shadows is the one that you're doing at CT2. And Inquisitors. Alright, let's take a look at these tools. We're working on Ray Alt, Unlock, Executor, Jedi Knight Luke. Jedi Knight Luke is close. Executor's close too. That's good. That is very good. Okay. Jabba. Good. Then finish CLS. Bunch of brothers. Let's see these Poncho brothers. Okay, so you have them at 5 stars, which is nice because you're gonna be able. So again, I said this in another one a little bit earlier. I would recommend trying to get Master Qui-Gon to 5 stars in the short term, just because while you're doing the other things, you'll be getting free shards, and you'll be able to do both of the tiers of that for the free shards. So that's just because it should be right. I want to say I'm like 90% positive, and it's a good thing that today is the event so I can check. But I'm about 90% positive that is at the 5-star level that you need to get both tiers. I mean, the event is awesome. Like, it is so awesome, but it's a big detour for you where you are in the game right now. And it is slightly my fear. Let's see. Yeah, 5 stars. It is slightly my fear that it's going to be a temporary event and that you are going to end up not being able to benefit from it by the time you get it. And again, I say slightly my fear just because of some comments that were made, but nothing is set in stone there. I really don't like to talk about maybes, ifs, ands, or buts. I would unlock Executor, Jedi Knight Luke, CLS. Let's go back to that CLS team. Okay. We're in a Rhodium. Okay. Executor to 5-star after Rey's ult is your hands down priority. Once you get Executor to 5-star, you should be able to, at the very least, get into that top 20. If not the top 10, if not hitting first every day using specific strategies that I'm not a big part of, but shout out again to Fractal on Discord, who has been really experimenting with a 5-star Executor to be able to beat 7-star Leviathans. Reach out to him. He's I don't know if he's on my Discord, but I know he is on the event server. But that is going to be a little bit of a priority. Jedi Knight Luke, yes. So go after Jedi Knight Luke. Again, Poncho Brothers as a short term, get them to 5 stars. I would really be wary of going past 5 stars right now. Finish CLS, fine. But I would be doing Jabba before you do Poncho Brothers. And I would honestly even throw JML in there. Jabba is going to give you Smuggler's Run too. Now, Poncho Brothers, the argument for Poncho Brothers here is that, let's see what tier it is. They do have like a mini Smuggler's Run 2 tier in there. It is tier 3, which means you need just 7-star, right? So there is an argument you can make if you really, really, really want to do them that you'll be getting some modding materials from them. My argument is that by the time you get to them, either the event will be gone or we'll know that the event is permanent, right? So I'd rather us wait to find out for you at the very least. I would skip them for now other than 5 stars. I would finish CLS to like, honestly, where you are in the game, maybe like Relic 3, all of them, and then do the requirements to their requirement levels as you need to do them. Then that is fine as well. I would do Jabba, then I would do JML. Jabba is going to give you Rebel Roundup at CT3. It's going to give you Smuggler's Run set number 2. JML is going to give you Military Might at CT3. It's going to give you Ground War at CT3. JML is amazing in Proving Grounds to be able to get you caught up on some Proving Grounds characters. Jabba's pretty good at some of them. It's going to give you 2 more GLs for those ultimate journeys. Jabba and JML are both awesome in Conquest. JML is like the workhorse, the absolute hands down best Conquest character. Jabba is not a second. I personally think Lord Vader is the second best Conquest character, but is not a smart farm for most people. Jabba I would definitely put into the top 5 for Conquest. At that point, we should know about the Poncho Brothers, because if that event is still running when the next raid hits, we know that it's going to remain what we would call permanent. Then I would do those Poncho Brothers kind of at that point. Now, my caveat there is, because you will be getting them at least to 5 stars, and you will be getting shards each time with that. If in the interim they do hit 7 stars, or they get really close to 7 stars, then you can take a really short detour for them. But I wouldn't do it just straight off the bat right now. At that point, the game is going to shift pretty considerably, but I would probably strongly consider getting another GL ship just so that you have something in the background. Whether or not Punishing One, which is coming out soon, is going to really be a huge game changer for Executor or not, you do want to have other options. Let me just check on... We don't have Malgus or Fury class yet, so I would consider that to be profundity at least for now, right? So you are on the right path. I'm happy with where you're going. I would just reprioritize a couple of things. Jabba, again, obviously super important. Pancho Brothers, where you are in the game, I love them. I really do. I don't think they're a super high priority. And then I would talk to Captain Amazing about modding and trying to get into his modding workshop, because I know it is very time consuming for him, and he takes people, at a moment's notice and on like a case to case basis, and it does take a lot of effort and timing. But you do need some modding help in order to deal with sets and figure out the best way to put the best things on each character. I hope it helps. It is a long journey. It is a long path. I've been there before. I completely understand that. You will get there as long as you stay the path. I think we got one more to do, which is good because I did not get water or anything and my throat is killing me. So let's see. Monkey. My monkey gets lonely sometimes. Does anyone know that song? Okay, Monkeyy, you did a roster review for me a couple months back, and since then I have followed your plan to go for JML. I did pick up Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, and Malak along the way before I went fully Jedi Knight Luke and JML. I don't really know what to go for after JML and then Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. I am torn between going for profundity, have all ships 7-star, almost 7 stars, Leia or Jabba. Oh my god, my sweet summer child. If you could offer any advice, which would be the best, I'm going to tell you Jabba right now. I don't even need to look at your account. I could close this right now, and I could confidently say Jabba. But now I'm going to look at your account. I'm going to feel like a dumbass when it's not Jabba. Your assault battles are pretty much in order, which is nice. I like that you added Duel of the Fates in there, because I have not added that in there. Not able to do your fleet battles before payout. My question is, are you coordinating? And the reason I ask if you're coordinating is because that can really help somebody to be able to do less fleet battles. Is if you're a part of a fleet Discord, your Discord will kind of know when to hit you and when not to hit you, and it might make it so that you are doing less battles per day. I understand Executor is not going to be able to auto things, so I'm not going to heavily focus on your fleets, knowing that you do not have the time really to prioritize. I will say, though, that with it being mostly a Profundity and Executor based fleet arena, Profundity at 7 stars, I'm not sure about 5 stars, I'm not sure about 6 stars, I have no idea, I cannot vouch for them. But at 7 stars, you can mostly auto Executors and Profundities. And I say mostly auto because you have to do a couple of things in the beginning of the battle, but then you can hit auto. And the reason why that's important is because my fleet shard time is at a weird time as well for me. But I am able to get to my phone just to set up in my battle and hit auto and let it go. Thankfully, Leviathan can full auto the mirror, so I don't even have to worry about a setup anymore. But it has helped me to be able to do my battles without having to spend too much effort. So let's see. We have a 6 some odd million account whose assault battles are really in fairly nice condition. Inquisitors are nowhere to be found. We have both of these guys at least 5 stars, which is nice. Let's just take a look at our gear tracker. Not bad. 16. Where is Leia? Leia 17. Profile. Oh, okay. Now, I don't see Jedi Master Luke, but I'm assuming you're ticket farming? You must be ticket farming. No. So, did I read this wrong? Oh, it's just early. I get what you're saying. So you're saying after you finish Jedi Master Luke, because you're probably in that part, right, where you're not really gearing as much anymore. Yeah, you're towards the end of the gearing, so you're trying to start your next farm. I would start Jabba. Hands down. Jabba is like one of the biggest priority ROI farms in this game with Smuggler's Run 2. Start working on Skiff, start working on Bow, should do 5 battles a day. Quercetan is kind of the tough one because it is a Cantina farm. What I usually recommend people do with Quercetan is starting now, do like 2 or 3 battles a day. That's it. 2 or 3 battles a day. Just because functionally it's the same thing, but just because when you do get to the point where you have to do Quercetan, he'll be at 5 stars, 6 stars, and it won't seem as daunting cutting off your signal data as hard as you would have to otherwise. So that is just something to consider. But Jabba needs to be your next farm. I think in your position, what I would probably do is I would do Jabba, Profundity, Leia. So it's kind of the mix-up of the 3 that you've already said, but the reason for that is that JML, Profundity, Jabba, and Leia all have a really nice backing of things that they both require. So as you do one, the others also benefit. As you do the next, the others also benefit. So they're this nice, some people say it's a triad, but I call it a foursome really, because I think that some people kind of forget about the 4th character. I think what they normally do is Leia, Jabba, Profundity. I don't remember what the threesome is, but threesome. But it really is 4. It's Jedi Master Luke, Profundity, Leia, and Jabba, all 4 of them. And the order that I would do them in is Jabba, Profundity, Leia. The reason why we want to go for Profundity is we do want to have a second ship. We do want to have a second capital ship, and even if we don't have to spend 1,000 crystals a month on it to refresh, it's nice to get those shards for free each month, right? So this is a quick, easy look at an account because you kind of already are following the path. Your assault battles are mostly in order. Fanatical Devotion is one that is not in order yet, but it's one that I don't think is worth prioritizing until your guild is telling you to go for Inquisitors or until you yourself are ready to go for Inquisitors. The one last thing I do want to look at, we have Luke, Chewbacca, we have, where is it, Chewpio. Han Solo. Where is Han Solo? Do we not have Han Solo? That'd be fucking mind-blowing. Am I just stupid? Oh, there's Han Solo. Han Solo. Next time Military Might comes up, try this. And you're going to have to remod. Commander Luke. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to remod. For the event. It'll be worth it for speed. Commander Luke. 3PO and Chewie. Han Solo, C-3PO, Mon Mothma. Don't need the Zetas on Mon Mothma. Do the event special in the beginning on everybody. Hit auto. See what happens. If you remod, there's a very good chance you'll get it at CT3 right now. No questions asked. But once again, Jabba, Profundity, then Leia. Jabba is one of the highest ROI characters in this game. Do not sleep on Jabba. With that said, guys, we were able to get 4 roster reviews in an hour, which is crazy. Normally it takes me like a half hour each one because I'm so busy and distracted talking to people the entire time, and I didn't have to do that today. This is pre-recorded. I apologize. I can't promise it won't happen again, but every once in a while we'll try to do this if there has to be a cancellation. Have a look out either on Sunday or on Monday. I have a very exciting Tales episode that I really, really, really am looking forward to that I'm going to be filming on Sunday. It's one that I've been looking forward to doing for a very long time. The topics I find to be interesting. But with that said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I hope you have a great weekend without me. Peace out.